Right there, folks. So a power sharing deal has been agreed in Zimbabwe. Tsvangirai, basically, there are more ministers from his party than the ruling party, ZANU-PF, and Tsvangirai heads a cabinet of ministers. He's the prime minister, and he'll head a cabinet of ministers who will advise the real cabinet, which is led by Mugabe, who'll still be president. I really don't know what to make of this. I mean, back in the olden days, you know, when it was good versus evil, you know, us versus the evildoers, I felt kind of secure because I knew what was right, I knew what was wrong. I knew Bush was wrong. No, you know, I knew it was clear. It was black and white. Evildoers. How can anyone say that, by the way? Evildoers and keep a straight face. I don't know how these speechwriters sleep at night. But anyway, I don't know what to say. Diplomacy is the best thing, and I'm sick of us in the West who do have superior values, basically subverting ourselves and doing ourselves down by ignoring our own values and ignoring our own traditions of freedom, by constantly intervening in the affairs of other nations. I say the Western powers, generally the Western alliance, because we're often complicit with each other. But anyway, whatever. I'll just throw some things out. I mean, for example, of course, Iraq, Afghanistan. I mean, was it really necessary to invade Afghanistan? Could we not have just gone in and tried to dismantle Al Qaeda? Why did blah 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 blah? You know, obviously intervening. America's got a long history intervening in Central South America, etc., etc., etc. Overthrew Mossadegh back in the 50s. I mean, it's a long catalogue of meddling, basically, and not engaging in proper diplomacy, which is the way things should be done. And as people like Ron Paul have pointed out, you know, we do things the diplomatic route, you know, with Russia and Vietnam and that, and guess what? It's peaceful. We're trading with them, and it's great, and we're all benefiting. You know, it's only when people start acting. Anyway, whatever. Diplomacy is the best bet. But I feel really weird about this diplomacy because on one hand, the Western powers didn't need to properly intervene. There was a problem in Africa, and Africans solved it. Mbeki is an idiot, by the way, and he holds certain views to do with the spread of HIV, which are a little bit bizarre, to say the least, and certainly not going to help South Africa, which is, I think, actually has the highest infection rate in the world. It's like 1 in 6 people is HIV positive. That's not clever. But anyway, I'm getting off the point again. So yeah, it was a problem in Africa, and Africans have solved it, and I think that's wonderful, you know. So, I mean, diplomacy has triumphed. We didn't need to intervene, and guess what? We wouldn't have anyway. So our blushes in the West have been spared a little bit. This is a massive coup for Africa, you know, for African diplomacy. And on that hand, on that side, I feel really, really grateful, you know. I feel really happy that we haven't, you know, our blushes have been spared, and we, you know, because if we did intervene, it would be a problem. It would be resented in Africa, and also even America is tied down. We can't intervene in shit anymore in the West. We're screwed. That's why Russia's waving its fucking little fingers about us, you know, because they know we can't do anything in the West at the moment. Anyway, so and you know, and it was solved by diplomacy and all the rest of it. So I feel really happy and really strangely, wow, this is incredible. This is actually a first. This is wonderful. But on the other hand, I actually feel kind of pissed off about the Zimbabwe situation because ZANU-PF are still there, essentially in control. Mugabe's still the president. Tsvangirai has basically sold himself out effectively. You could say he's basically sold himself out, okay, to have this power sharing deal. And this is just dodgy South African politics brokered by Mbeki, who is a very dodgy man himself. So I mean, it's all really dodgy. And are Zimbabweans really going to win now? Tsvangirai is certainly in a better position, and his buddies are certainly in a better position. But are Zimbabweans, people who are living in some of the most wretched circumstances in the world, are they really going to be better off for this? No, they're not. Who's going to be better off for this? Not who, except the Politicos. Who is better off? No one. I don't actually know that this is a triumph for Zimbabweans at all, so I kind of feel a bit ambivalent about this situation. I'm a bit confused. I don't know whether to be happy or sad or angry or what. I don't know what anyone else thinks about it. But in a way, and it's cowardly, I'm glad we didn't have to deal with it particularly. We waved our fists a bit, but I'm glad it didn't come down to us. And touch wood, it doesn't come down to us, early days yet. This is Africa we're talking about. It could blow up before I finish making this video. But I'm kind of glad, in a cowardly way, we didn't have to deal with it properly, because we are fucked. I mean, we're tied down in too many wars, the Western Alliance. We're too weakened, and we're really in a bad state, militarily, economically, ideologically. Oh my God, what's going on here? Don't worry. Ideologically, we don't in conclusion, I am ambivalent.